Hi everyone, it's Caroline. Thanks for joining me today. I'm so glad to have you here at the Hillside. I'm sharing this little mini journal. This is one of the very first journals that I had made before I started my channel. And I keep it close. I have a lot of notes in here, just made with tiny paper. This journal was made with a pudding box. It's square, 3.5 by 3.5. So I recycled a little box and I do use this. I have notes in here, all kinds of scraps. I decorated it very simply with tea stain paper, my homemade paper, an office brad that I trimmed down, and some vintage childhood ribbon. So I wanted to share this because that's my inspiration for this journal. We literally just opened up this box of Irish Spring and I thought it would be fun to use it. I haven't made a soapbox mini journal. I'm doing this for December and Christmas, and I will share when I work in here now and again. I have some tea stained papers. This is still from some Happy Mail from Karen. I'm almost finished using all the papers. I'm also going to be using some of my own painty papers that I dug out of one of my files. So this was done a long time ago. I have some junk mail envelopes that I'll be using. I also have, well, I'll continue with I have some really pretty white doily. This is a little scrap left over from some winter flannel. I had used this in several projects. The other thing that I'm going to do, I think this will be fun. I bought some large napkins, keeping them wintry looking, and I thought it would be fun to use it on my cover. And that'll be a great way to share. I don't have any Christmas napkins per se, but this will be a great way to share our Christmas this year. I'm going to use some of that. I also just picked up, at the same time, we went grocery shopping, stopped in at one of our local hardware stores, Home Hardware, and this beautiful catalog has awesome winter and Christmas images that I'll be able to use in the journal. So I'm going to use that to do the binding, and I'm not sure, I'm going to be thinking about that as I'm talking with you. I'm going to be using my cross stitch, and I'm going to use these colors because they're very Christmassy, so I'll leave that in here. And this is my pouch that I labeled Christmas, and this is all leftovers from last year and the year before. I have some cards and I have some printables, so there will be some digitals, but they're leftovers. I'm not printing anything new for this. And without having thought about it very hard, my inspiration is my little mini journal. It sits on my shelf, and I do put notes in there every now and again. Okay, let me see here. Yeah, I'll take this off. I have a feeling I'm going to be deconstructing this. This is going to be such a small journal. I will link my playlist of minis. And I love the smell of Irish Spring. It's very nostalgic for me. So that's a fun thing. Just going to take this off here. I'm going to be using some fabric also. Some cotton fabric. Oh yeah, I am taking it apart. I'll keep some of the bigger pieces. They're already scored. This will probably go this way. I was thinking, instead of having, I just thought of this, right now because I like the landscape version of this. So keeping it in that aspect, instead of having a journal that flips open sideways, I'm going to do one that goes up. I'm tearing off, this is a sleeve from a white shirt I have used in the past. Taking off a larger piece of fabric. Start with something this size. I'd like to keep some of these flaps as tuck spot pocket, and if I went like that, let's pretend okay, that's way too big. Is it this way? This is how I do it. It just comes to my mind and then I act on it. The difference is I'm doing it with you, so there's going to be a little bit of hesitation, but I think it's going to work out. That's a pocket. So we have the very bright green, and if I put my napkin, where's my napkin? If I put that on top, that will show for sure. I'm going to paint over it. I was going to say it's a no-sew, but it's going to be a slow stitch. I'm going to add some paint on here. Let's see if that works as far as covering it up a little bit. I think I went a little heavy on there. Spread that out so it can dry. I'm going to put my napkin on the outside. If I spread it out properly, it should be a lot better. Maybe this is what happens when it's last minute and I don't think it through. But, you know, this is how I operate. For my own pleasure. Oh, and I also took out embroidery floss. I'm going to use this color for I'm going to stitch on my signature. Instead of using the machine, I want this to be accessible for everyone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this cotton fabric, recycled cotton fabric. I'm going to have 31 pages in here. I need them to be to this line here. And I I just thought of something, because I want them to flip this way, not that way. I think I'm going to have to hinge them now because I don't want to waste this. That's fine. Some of them will be hinged. Yeah. I will hinge these so they flop back and forth like that. And I'll change the what I can do is I can just attach it this way. Well, that'll be fun. I'll let that dry. I'm going to continue this for different papers and I'll show you what I come up with. I have completed my signatures. I put 2 in one signature. And some of my pages, some of my papers I left so that I didn't have to do any hinging. Some of them I did trim them up and put hinges on. Some of them I'm going to have pockets this way, and some of them are going to have pockets the other way. I don't know what this is going to look like. We're going to adventure together. I used one of my book pages of a thrifted, no, it was a free catalog from the thrift store, a free book, and this is what I have left. And then, so it's going to be, they're all going to be, keep them together here. I think I'll go like this for this one. So 2 signatures. There's 4 signatures. They're going to flip up. I'm just going to leave the embroidery floss as it is without taking it apart. And these are 2 signatures. I don't know what this is going to be like. I would do this on the sewing machine, but I wanted to slow it down a bit. I'll do it on the inside just so that it's easier. So what I'll do to help me out is I'll put a piece of tape so this doesn't shift too much, just down here. I'm making up my own stitching. I'll go down here. Well, I've got one down and a few more to go. Just a little pencil. I'm poking my holes first. Doesn't really matter which direction these go. That's a little wonky. If it doesn't look right, I'm going to, I'll cover the back. It's a scrappy December journal. Okay, I've got 2 in. Let's see what that looks like. Everything gets tightened up at the end. I guess this is a 3-hole with an extra on the top pamphlet stitch. I just made it up. I thought it was going to be a running stitch or a straight stitch, but this is what it ended up. Very wonky, very fun. Like that. Oh, there's the house, the cabin. I'm going to have the cabin this way, so that'll be my beginning. Not even planned, as you have seen. And then, so what I'm going to do, this is going to be a side tuck. Very small one. I'm just going to do those corners now. The glue has dried. Just get that on there first. I'm going to stretch that out a little bit. Open this up. That worked out nice with the size. Put this on. I'm going to make my pocket now because it covers, this is covered. So I'm going to just continue on with the glue. Who knows what this is going to be like? So every day I'll have a little bit of memory keeping and some decorating. That's the back. front will be here. I'll take away this extra fabric right here so that when that folds in, and then I'll have to put something at the top. It's rough looking, but I'm going to cover this up now. It's kind of distracting for me. I just arbitrarily use that color. And I have, this is from last Christmas. It was a little bag that I've taken apart, and I'm going to cover the inside right here. I thought I would do that now. I probably should have done my, oh, I'm going to lift this up. It's not dry yet. I wasn't sure what I was going to do on the inside, so I'll use this decorative paper. It won't take much. I'm just looking to see where the edge is. Get myself started with this. November is going to be closing soon, so thought I'd get a start on that. Completely crooked. And I can add something else. I want to cover this spine, and I'm going to use this piece of cheesecloth. Oh, it's already come apart. Use my tacky glue and just layer it on there. One way of making your own little journal to keep your memories in. Do a little bit of art. I'm not sure how much I'm going to need on here right at the moment. It'll be fun to see how much more I can embellish this. Adds a little bit of glistening. It seems kind of fragile, but it's really not, because it's cotton, paper, cardboard, And the napkin would be the most fragile only if it gets wet. I don't have it sealed. That could be something I might do after. I pulled this out of my pouch. This had come in a thrifted grab bag. I'm using my tweezers because it's very small, and I'm going to use a little bit of extra glue. I can see the glue here on the cheese, underneath the cheesecloth. I'm going to place some of those. I don't know if they're going to stay while I journal. More added texture. I wasn't planning that. So the overlap. Oh, this is fun. If you have little things like this, this is for, I think it's meant to be trim for sewing. There's a hole in the middle. You can use it anywhere. Get a grip, better grip. My December journal made with a soapbox, a napkin that I'm going to be using for Christmas this year, and scraps, old painted papers, some trim that I had from years ago. I just have this piece of cardstock, and there's a pocket in the front. And my painty papers. I'm going to leave these pockets open because some of them I might fold back. I don't know what I want to do with them yet. And so here's a tiny flip through of a tiny book. My embroidery floss, I will trim that as I come along, because there are some purples in here, so that might be okay. This color actually is perfect. I just noticed that. Use some old book, thrifted book that was free. So it's winter, and then there'll be some Christmas in there. And then this is a pocket for something a little shorter. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming over today and visiting. I hope that you are inspired to use whatever you have in your home. Sew it, glue it, paint it. See what kind of fun journal you can come up with to keep your little memories and your thoughts. Always stay adventurous and be cozy. I really appreciate you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.